Do you want to melt fat off your belly section? In this video, I'm going to talk about how to use intermittent fasting to lose weight, burn belly fat off your midsection, and ultimately just look and feel a whole lot better, okay? So there's actually a few really cool advantages with intermittent fasting. This is why people use it to burn belly fat. Now, I've used intermittent fasting off and on for the last 7 years, and I've absolutely loved it for a bunch of different reasons. I'm not going to get into all of the reasons that I do it, but I've actually used it to drop up to 10, 12 pounds and get to about 8% body fat. Intermittent fasting, guys, it's not a diet, okay? We're not telling you what you need to eat when you're doing intermittent fasting. It's really just a pattern of eating. It's telling yourself what time of day that you're going to eat and basically sectioning out your day into two different sections. You have your fasting window and then you have your eating window. Not to say that you're just stuffing yourself the whole time during the eating window. It's not like you're sitting at a big round table eating for hours and hours straight. It's just the time at which you allow yourself to eat, okay? So the most common type or pattern of intermittent fasting, the 16-8 they call it. So the 16 hours of fasting and then 8 hours of an eating window. So it's very easy to see, like, if you were to have your eating window from 12 p.m. until 8 p.m., then you would fast nothing but water. After 8 p.m., you go to sleep. You're obviously fasting the entire time that you're sleeping, and then you wake up. Whatever time you wake up until noon that next day is when you fast. So just water, sparkling water, maybe some electrolytes. You basically try to keep your calories as low as possible. So some people will even drink black coffee, black tea, things that don't have sugar, creamer, things like that in them. One of the really cool things about intermittent fasting is it actually triggers human growth hormone to be released in your body, or commonly known as HGH. So HGH is actually really, really good. It's great for longevity. It's great for healing, growth in your body, for your cells, but it's also one of the key factors in muscle growth. And it's also one of the best hormones in your body to actually help your body burn fat. The other reason I really like intermittent fasting for just shredding your belly fat and just losing a ton of weight is because it restricts your eating. When you are eating only 8 hours in the day, it's much harder to just gorge on food and overeat when you're compressing that eating window. So I like it for that. Now, can you definitely gain weight on accident and still be intermittent fasting? Yes, if you gorge yourself and you eat a ton of food in that 8 hour window, yes, you can still gain weight. But what's nice is typically you're not going to do that. Just because you're typically hungry, while you're fasting, you can be a little bit hungry. But once you start eating and you're in that 8 hour window, if you're eating 1, 2, 3 meals, they're gonna be a lot closer together. So it doesn't really give your body as much time to get super, super hungry. So I like it for that a lot. The other thing that's really nice is that when you are fasting, especially in the morning, doing any cardio, moving around, walking, or even doing something as hard as, running on the treadmill, doing high intensity interval training, HIIT training, whatever, your body doesn't really have any energy stores to draw on to propel you forward, which means that it's going to go straight for your fat stores. Fasted cardio is one of the best ways to absolutely melt fat off your body. We won't get into that in this video. We'll save that for a later one. But it's just overall so good. There's so many other benefits that I won't get into with intermittent fasting, but it's just such a solid tool to keep in your tool belt. And if you can get over, because guys, what I will say is that this is not something that's just going to be super, super easy, right? But nothing in life that's easy is really all that great. Everything that's worth doing in life is going to be difficult to a certain degree. So in the beginning, when you first start intermittent fasting, guess what? It's going to be difficult, of course, right? It's not that you need to just eat 2 meals a day and you need to fast for 16 hours or 18 hours or 20 hours a day right out the gate. What you should do instead is really just ease into it, okay? So the first thing that I would tell people to do is, instead of fasting for 16 hours a day, try just 12 hours a day. If you were to ask people, hey, do you eat, let's just say 12 hours a day, like, from a 12-hour window, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. rather, a lot of people would say, oh yeah, I probably eat like that. I probably eat around there. But what you actually find is a lot of people will eat for longer. than 12 hours in a day. People might have their first cup of coffee or their first little snack at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and then they end up eating dinner, finishing at like 8 p.m. Maybe they have a snack, they have dessert, 9, 10, 11. You start to realize that you're actually eating for much longer. Now, Dr. Rhonda Patrick talks about this, and there's studies in rats which actually show if you're eating for longer than a 12-hour window per day, there's a lot of things that kind of happen that are not so great. You're not able to build muscle as well. You're not able to burn fat as well. So overall, you just don't want to do that. But I would say one of the first things you can do is just start with a 12-hour eating window. Tell yourself the first time that you have, coffee, the first time that you eat something in the morning, whatever time that is, call it 7 a.m., call it 8 a.m., do not eat anything. Don't consume any calories or sugary drinks or anything other than water after that time in the evening. So after 7 p.m. or after 8 p.m., don't eat or drink anything. Just start with that, and then you can transition and you can fast for a little bit longer. Maybe you want to start fasting for 14 hours, or you want to start fasting for then 16 hours is a really good place to go and be at, and you can kind of work your way up. Now realize, guys, that if you just jump into this and you do this, the first week is probably going to be difficult, but that's okay. I would say use your discipline, use your impulse control to just tell yourself, nope, I told myself I'm going to do this. I'm not going to eat for 16 hours a day. And then what I would do is tell yourself, okay, I'm going to fast for 16 hours and just do it. I know you might be hungry. I know it might be difficult. There's a lot of tools and a lot of things you can use that help suppress your appetite, like black coffee. There's some other things that I won't talk about in this video as well, but just do it, power through, maybe drink some sparkling water. That can help you as well. And then just make it happen. And then after a week, 2 weeks of doing this straight, pretty much every day of the week, it's going to get a lot easier. Your body's actually going to get used to it. Intermittent fasting is just such a phenomenal tool that I love to use. I've been doing it for a long time, and I would really recommend you at least try it. It's a great way to burn fat, great way to lose weight, and overall, it just has so many different health benefits. So you may as well give it a go. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be releasing a lot more videos about fasting, about health hacks, about biohacking, longevity, food, all this sorts of stuff. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found some value, learned something new. Let me know in the comment section below if you do intermittent fasting, if you like it, if you don't, what your experience has been. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys on the next video.